time to take Mildred out of the water. So right now I'm sailing to Skattera, which is in Tromsø, the place to haul your boat out. And then I guess I'll be spending some time on the Heart, doing some work that I've never really done myself. I have helped here or there, but this feels so different. And of course, I'm a little bit nervous. But seriously, even though I'm nervous, I am still gonna do this, and I will be overwhelmed all the time, because from my point of view at least, life would be kind of boring if I wouldn't challenge myself in that way and I wouldn't be nervous. I think sometimes that can be a little bit difficult for the people around me, or maybe people watching, seeing me so uncertain. But for me, that's kind of the normal process. I am often in that state, but I still do things. I still challenge myself. I still go out there, I buy a boat that, I have to learn. And this is how you learn. Or this is how I learn, at least. When I picked up Mildred for the first time, I had to bring her home, and luckily there was a sailing path that I had been going a lot with others. And now this time as well, the second time that I'm kind of out, I have been going this path to Skattera, to the marina, a couple of times. So I'm so glad, because I'm definitely nervous. And I'm happy that this is not completely new for me, because even when I did the skipper license up here, this is the area where we practiced the navigation. So that helps, I think, that right now I'm so nervous with the whole thing of taking her out and having her on the lift and all the work that needs to be done there, and anyways just being out again. But at least it's in an area where I've been sailing before. But honestly, just keep your fingers crossed that everything goes well and that I figure things out before any big drama. I just really hope it's gonna go smooth. Knock on all the wood that is here on Mildred or around you, please.
It might have been an understatement that I was nervous, and it was especially the uncertainty of taking Mildred out of the water for the first time, of not knowing what I might find and what I might be challenged with, that put me outside my comfort zone. And also being out with her for the first time after several months, it being our second tour only, left me with a little bit of an uncertain feeling.
All right, I made it into the marina, so that was already good. I have some friends who work here that could help me with the boat handling a little bit. Now I'm gonna wait for the lift. They have right now a small fisher boat in there. Next in line is me, so I'm gonna prepare a little bit and get comfortable. Of course, in absolute newbie fashion, I did not have any lines prepared. I guess usually when you go into the slip, you don't need lines, so my hat was just prepared for that. But of course they told me outside already that I would be going on the side of the slip, and I did not think as far as putting lines. I have fenders, but not lines. So I had to cut a new long line, which anyways needs to be cut, but I had to cut it quickly so that I have actually two lines. That's how you learn, right? I actually think that this went quite well so far. I'm way less nervous. Also because I know I have people here who can help me, and the people who operate the lift, I trust them because we've been going up here with boats several times. Just not my boat, and I wasn't in charge. It's gonna work out. I was actually quite lucky that there was a boat in the lift at the moment, because that meant that I had to stop next to the lift where I could go straight forward, and into the lift you have to go backwards. But there they were just dragging me in, so that was so easy and just the perfect scenario for me actually. Sometimes it just works out. And from the moment that I was in the lift, I didn't need to do much because they just pulled me out. I attached two lines so that the slips would not be pulling outwards, and then they were cleaning my boat. What a service! As soon as Mildred was in her place, I got started with inspecting everything. But as it is the first time that I'm doing all of this work and looking at things closely, A, I didn't have any clue what I actually need to check. And B, even if I checked it,
I didn't know what I was looking at. So when the previous anti-fouling was flaking off just like that, I got pretty nervous and definitely overwhelmed because I didn't know what all of that meant, whether I was taking off too much, too little, if this was right.
I really love that about the community in sailing, that everyone's so helpful. I have several friends here who actually do that as a profession, maintaining the sailboats here. And I got so overwhelmed. I didn't know if I was doing something completely wrong. And then there was an old man stopping by and he was like, no, you shouldn't be doing that. And so I asked my friends and they were like, no, actually this is fine. Don't do it over excessively if you don't want this job to be huge. And now I have a clear step-by-step guideline of what I need to do. And I even know what I need to do today, what I then need to buy and then do tomorrow, so that I'm not starting something and therefore cannot do another thing. Oh, that was so helpful. I was so grateful for my friends. I'm feeling so much better now. Let's get this done. That is a wrap on what we call up here Skatora season, because Skatora is the marina where you haul the boat out. That's a wrap on my first time on land with my own sailboat. I had honestly been so nervous, especially on the day that I was sailing there. I didn't know if I would make it, because I haven't checked yet really if the boat is fit to be a motorboat. If you followed along a little bit, you know that I gave myself kind of 3 stages to not overwhelm myself. I said I'm gonna take care of all the projects that are needed to make this boat an apartment first, because that's what I needed over the winter. Then next step is to make this boat a motorboat and then a sailboat. So now that it has been an apartment for about 2 months, it's time to make it a motorboat, and for that I took it out of the water, checked a few things with some friends, did the anti-fouling and other things. And I actually found out some sketchy things for my way to the marina. It was very much alright that I was nervous whether I would get there, because my steering, it was barely attached. And right now it's still barely attached. It is better. But I couldn't tighten the bolts completely before I was going in the water, so I attached it better than it was when I went there, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that everything will go fine to get to where I keep the boat for the moment. But I think it will be fine, because I did get there and I double checked the bolts a little bit earlier, and I will double check them after the bridge again. But I've learned a few things about my engine. I opened up the whole area below the deck saloon, where the engine is and all the important things for a motorboat and sailboat. I had not done that because it felt like this big black hole where so many things can be wrong, and I was just overwhelmed by it, and I was generally way too overwhelmed in the winter. So I decided I would do it when I'm ready, when I want to move the boat. And that was now. And now I understand a lot more things. There's still a lot of question marks, but it's not scary to me anymore, that area. And that makes me so happy. I had several of my friends making time to explain me a few things of my engine and figuring out what things are in there. It's been super helpful. Whee! Waves incoming! I did not prepare the boat for this! Ay, ay, ay.
So now finally Mildred can become a motorboat and not just be an apartment. For that I need to attach the steering properly with all the bolts tightly in place. I will also need to do an engine service and install a few other devices to get going with this step and to get to the next stage.
Let's prep. And I think what is much more important then that I now have the hull cleaned and I have anti-fouling on and I checked the propeller and the rudder and things like that, is that I feel much more comfortable with the boat because I checked so many things and I had friends explaining me things, and I just feel a little bit more comfortable because now I know a little bit more. And I'm so grateful and relieved that I'm going one step further. So I'm basically getting one step closer to becoming the person that I have dreamed to be for now, I think, 8 years. And that is pretty cool, even though I continuously get nervous and scared and overwhelmed, or maybe especially because of that. Because I'm glad that I do these things. Even though they scare me, even though they overwhelm me, I'm not shying away from it, even if it's not easy. While maneuvering, I definitely still need to learn backwards. Horrible! Oh my god, that's good! It's so good, no one saw that. Probably a lot of people saw it, but I didn't see anyone seeing it. And that's the important part. Oh Lord. Okay, start the battery off.